I'm really looking forward to help you dig into the wireframes of the admin tool, which is more complex than the previous one and a lot more fun, I would say. Yeah, I'm really happy to work with Balsamiq again and to see what we can do to improve it a little bit, or to improve your wireframes a little bit. I'll just share my desk so we can start right away. You tell me if you see something.
Yep, it's working.
Great, thanks. So last time we stopped at this page. Correct me if I'm wrong, but on this page you can organize or manage the different call-in scripts for the volunteers that are calling their member of Congress. So an admin can prepare topics and stuff to talk about. And this is the page where you can rearrange them, create new one, delete them. And yes, that's the page.
Yeah, that's right.
The problem we talked about was using a drag and drop or not using drag and drop to rearrange the talking points. Your initial idea was to provide a way to use drag and drop for each of these talking points. And we talked about several options. One was like using kind of an ordering drop-down combo box, also providing the drag and drop functionality. And we also talked about an extra button, which is more an alternative. Maybe we should create one for that. Just use this. We create an alternate version of it. Maybe just to explain my idea a bit more, so you can follow what I'm talking about. Is we won't use drag and drop on this page. So I will remove this just for a second to make it more clear. And also this. So when clicking on reorder, it would open a modal view, I would say. And on this, there would be the option to see the talking points in a minimized view. So it's not the whole view with the text and select a request and delete and add, but it's more like a smaller view.
Just the title of each or something like that.
Yeah, it could be just the title of each. And so it's not that big. And just group them.
I think we would only have maybe 4 maximum.
Okay, so it's not that much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then this is maybe a bit too much if you only have 4 of them. But in this case, you can just create another view, and now you could drag and drop those little ones with the title.
That would be a lot easier, especially with the big ones. If you had to scroll up and down while dragging, that's really annoying.
Exactly. Okay, but when you say that there is just 4 of them, maybe a different way. I'll just clean that up again, because we don't need drag and drop. As you mentioned, it's a bit not very comfortable to scroll up and down with such huge blocks and drag and drop them. What I'm also thinking of is like an option to move it just to the top or to the bottom or up and down.
Oh, that's a great idea.
You can just use this one. So you would be able to easily rearrange that without needing to drag and drop.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, this needs a bit more explanation what to do, but I guess this would be an option to like easily rearrange the talking points.
Yeah, I love that idea. It's very simple.
Yeah. But I guess you need some kind of explanation. It's not self-explanatory, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure.
How do you think that explanation, like maybe if you hover over it with the mouse?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's a nice idea. Maybe you can also like if this is a column, you can maybe give the column a
Oh,
name.
okay. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
But,
I like that.
as you mentioned, the tooltip would also be awesome. If you hover over it for like a second.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. That would also
Yeah.
be great. Yeah, I guess this would remove this drag and drop functionality. Could also be easier to implement.
Yeah, I was not looking forward to having to implement the drag and drop. This is going to be a lot easier.
Okay, this was the last wireframe we stopped, or the wireframe we stopped the last time. I mean, if you're happy with the alternate, we can promote it.
Let's do it.
No, that was the wrong button. I want to promote it to the official one. And so here it is.
Cool.
Yeah, I would say we just proceed to the next one and you explain what we can do at the Talking Points library.
Yeah.
This is where we started.
Yeah, this is pretty complicated, but essentially it enables create, read, update, delete functionality on a talking point. And a talking point is whenever somebody calls their member of Congress, we provide them with something to talk about. We actually provide them with multiple things to talk about and they can choose one. And so we have this library of talking points and they can be curated to the call-in page. And so we need to provide the ability to add them, to find them, to update them, or to remove them.
Okay, I see. So it's not a call-in script where it's written down what exactly to say. It's more like the topic you can talk about.
The call-in script has multiple of these, and you can choose one of these.
Okay, I see. Okay, so let's check how we manage it here. Here we have like a button to add new talking points, or this would be a call-in script. No, this is to add the talking point.
Yeah.
Maybe we can also add something similar here because now you have a small text link, let's say, a text button to do that. Maybe it could be a bit more prominent, but I don't know if it's that important or if it's more important to search for them.
I would say that they're of equal importance. People will use both heavily. They're probably two of the most important things. Yeah.
So I would convert this to a button.
Okay.
Let's see, transform to. Then we have a button right away. So if my mouse would work like I would expect it, then I can just move it down. And also this one. Okay, you have written that this is collapsible, so you don't have to use the filters, but you can if you want to.
Yes.
And you have the possibility to search for something. Okay, will you like display the results right when you type it? So kind of an autocomplete direct searching, or?
Yeah, it will. The results will start appearing as soon as you start typing text.
Okay. But even then, I would suggest adding some symbol icon. Magnifier, yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So it's just more obvious what to do there.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily need to click it, or it doesn't have to be clickable.
Just an indicator, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, another thing I would like to mention is the sort by. This is now related to the search or filter fields. So you can sort something which is below it, but you won't be able to sort the filters. It takes a bit more space, but I would move it down there. So
sure, that makes sense to me.
You can really sort this one. Also put it on the left, so there is not this strange white space. And I guess there should be some kind of a default sorting. Like,
yeah, probably date, yeah.
Something like that. So it's easy to understand what is the default and how to change it.
Yeah.
Okay, if you have a filter setting that is collapsible, that's great, because you can just display it if you need it. But I would also add a button here to like apply the filter. And there should, according to Nielsen, there should always be the possibility to reset something. So if I change the filter, you could also provide an option like, I don't know, cancel, stuff like that.
Or clear or something.
Yeah, okay. Yes, even better. Depends on what this would do. So clear would really clear it, and cancel would like close the filter but keep the previous one. I would say that's kind of could be a difference. Yeah. And so it would be possible to open the filters, to apply filters, to clear or close it. I don't know, maybe it's also close, so nothing happens. I'm not sure what is more important, like really clear the filter, or yeah, maybe clear the filter. And then you have a close icon on the right.
Yeah, little X.
Yeah. Something like this. Yeah, but you're right. Clear is a better secondary call to action, because to clear the filter would be a lot of effort, because you have to remove everything. It's great. Okay. Well, I should put it into the group. And Okay, the search functionality would search for the title, the text, everything.
I think, yeah, the title and the text, yeah.
Okay, I see. Okay, I'm just thinking if we can use the space we gained here, if this would be possible to use it for some like important tool or option or functionality. Yeah. Speaking of consistency, I would, as we used here, you use this minus, and here, okay, that's just a small one, but we should also use this one.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not that important because when you develop it, you will use the same icon, but I think it's important to be consistent across the whole application. It would be easy
Absolutely.
to understand. Okay. Is there something missing on this page?
No, not to me. To me, it's a very full page, and I would perhaps want to take things away, but I don't think I can. But I think it's complete the way it is.
Yeah, yeah, I would say so. I mean, this could be a long list, right?
Yeah, it could be a very long list, so there will be pagination on it.
Okay. Yeah, then yeah, pagination is a good idea. I was thinking about like kind of also make the talking point itself collapsible. I don't know if this could work, because if you are searching for like the talking point itself or the content, then that wouldn't be a good idea.
Right.
I don't know how the title is. Yeah.
The title is not very descriptive.
Okay. So
most of the important information is in the text.
Okay, then I wouldn't recommend it. Then
Okay.
then you might need such a list. But you have the filter functionality. You can search for talking points, and if you add the pagination, then this should be great. Yeah, we can add a small pagination or just a note for adding a pagination.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. And we should switch over to the next one. I see. Okay, now we have the talking points library.
So this is, I believe, the way we get here is from call-in script.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's that add talking point button.
Okay.
And so essentially that page is a special state of the one that we were just looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And it enables us to, so the one we just looked at enables us to create, read, update, delete. And then this one enables us to select a talking point to go into the script that we're writing.
Okay. I see. What comes to my mind is I'm in a process, right? I'm editing changing the call-in script. I want to add a talking point. Then I get to this page or view,
Yeah.
On this page, I'm kind of lost.
Okay, because you're in a totally new place.
Yeah, I don't know how to go back. I don't know what I select or for what I select. And I would say this is also too complex.
Okay.
You have the possibility to add new talking points, to change it, to remove it. I'm not pretty sure if this is too much option.
Yeah, we shouldn't have the add or the edit or the delete.
Then maybe I just remove it right away, and then I would also say if this is kind of a process or a step, more like a not a wizard, but it's a step-by-step approach, then we should remove all the navigation that is not necessary for this task.
Okay.
So I would also remove this one. It should be clearer that you can just select something, and you have chosen a call-in script. Or does this call-in script has a title or a name?
No, it's just a call-in script.
Okay. But we can also write it here, like not only talking points library, but add talking points to.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And then you can also add like a back button or cancel button. I guess I would go with kind of a cancel. Probably it's not the best place to put it, but should become clearer. Let's just rearrange them a bit. Because we have it here. Miss these glasses. So
we just need to take out on the bottom of the filters the my script star, because that's identifying things that are in your script. But in this list, none of them will be in your script.
Okay.
You're adding them to your script.
Yeah, I see. So it's not something I've written, but it's in the script.
Mm-hmm.
And as for now, there is nothing in the script. Okay.
That's a huge improvement.
Yeah. I hope so. The thing is, maybe if you're looking for a talking point, but there is a talking point missing, but you're in the process of selecting a talking point, maybe it could really also make sense to create a new one.
That's why I originally had the create a new one.
Yeah.
But I think if that's the case, we can the user can click cancel and then go back.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, it could become really complex if we just add the button to create a new one. Then it would be a new view to just create one and create and select it, maybe. And then he could come back to his call-in script. could become a bit complex. I'm not sure about the task itself, if there is really the need from the user to do that.
Yeah, I think actually there might be. Can you click create talking point on the left?
Here?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So we have it defined as a modal right now.
Yeah.
Which should make it easy to reuse on both pages. So it could be that it's not necessarily going to be that complicated.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's awesome. And we can, then we really also should add it here. But it's not the main task of adding a new one, so maybe we should remove it, not remove it, but move it to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there is no result or no satisfying result, then you can add a new talking point.
Yeah.
And then then there would be open the pop-up modal.
Mm-hmm.
I can also set the link so it becomes maybe clearer for now. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I could imagine there's often the case where I really want to add a talking point, but there is nothing that really fits my needs. So I create a new one, but continue.
And then I want to use it immediately.
Yeah. Well, I like it.